In today's video, I focus on how to thrive in 2025. If any of you were watching yesterday's video where I spoke about how 92% of our New Year's resolutions never come to pass simply because we are not in control of our minds, you are going to love this video. Yesterday's video might have been a little bit on the negative side, but in today's video, I'm going to bring it on home and you will start to see exactly how important it is to learn this incredible program called positive intelligence, because this is how you are going to rewire your brain from the negative saboteur survival brain where all of our self-sabotage and fears and worries and stress and anxiety resides, and move us into the prefrontal cortex and the right brain where all of our sage powers reside, where we have the power to be self-compassionate and compassionate with others, and therefore eradicate our self-doubt and judgment of others and circumstances, and stop judging ourselves, and where you can start to eliminate all of the self-sabotage that you have been using on yourself all of these years. One of the things I forgot to mention in yesterday's chat was that the 9 different saboteurs that we could have: the avoider, the controller, the hyperachiever, the hyper-rational, the hypervigilant, the pleaser, the restless, the victim. I think I've left one out there somewhere. The reason those came to pass is because they are our greatest strength. So if you are holding on to any of your saboteurs, the reason is because you recognize the strength of that. For example, if you are a controller, you're saying, yes, but I love being a controller because I need my life to be orderly. I like my life to be orderly. And isn't that a good thing? Yes, it is a good thing. It is a good thing to have control over your environment and make sure that everything is orderly and organized. Those are great personality traits to have, and strong leaders have those personality traits. However, when you overuse this, you tend to micromanage and get lost in the details, and that's how you can start to get to a point where you don't achieve what you want to achieve. You could actually be pushing others too hard as well. You push yourself too hard and you could push others too hard, and it actually pushes people away and makes them less likely to want to work with you. So there is a way of being in sage and still using your greatest strengths. And that is the case with every single one of your saboteurs. Whether you have the avoider who's procrastinating and avoiding conflict, there is a sage way of sidestepping things, but also tackling what you need to. When you're in your sage brain, you will be able to know when it's right to let things go and let them slide as the avoider would, and when it's right to forge forth and break through whatever procrastination is happening so that you can get to the next level of whatever it is that you're doing. So the difference is that in sage, you have discernment. You know when to accept the situation as it is or when to convert it into a gift and opportunity. And that is what the positive intelligence program does for you. It does a number of things, really. The one thing that the positive intelligence program does is that it rewires your brain from the negative to the positive, from your saboteur brain to your sage brain, from your survival brain to your thriving brain. That is how you're going to get to thrive in 2025, by changing the way your brain works, by flipping the switch from the survival brain to more the prefrontal cortex and right brain. You are going to experience a shift in how you manage your world, how you manage challenges, how you tackle things in your life. And you will noticeably see that within the first few weeks of doing the program. They have tested people on an MRI, and they can actually see that the brain is being rewired. After 6 to 8 weeks on the program, they can already see there is a change in more gray matter in the prefrontal cortex and right brain, and less gray matter in the survival brain and left brain. So as you're becoming becoming more and more whole-brained, really being able to choose rather than coming from a place of fear to coming from a place of love, rather than coming from a place of worry and stress and anxiety to coming from a place of presence and power and being more zen. You really learn in the program how to be more present, how to be more mindful, how to cope better with things. You learn how to be more self-compassionate. You learn how to be more curious, how to align your values with your desires and dreams and goals that you're putting forward, how to align with your wiser older self. You learn how to innovate better. You learn how to be in laser-focused action. And so that is how everything can shift, whether it be wellness, whether it be your relationships, whether it be your performance at work. All of those are affected. You're making sure that your saboteurs are not getting in the way and turning them around. So, for example, if you had the avoider, you're going to stop avoiding difficult tasks or conflicts. If you have the controller, you're going to, rather than come from an anxiety point of view, driving you to do things, rather than being impatient and anxious behind all of that control or order, you will come from a calmer, more peaceful place. You will have ease, joy, and flow around being organized. If you're a hyperachiever, you won't have that very strong need to compete and be the best at everything and be successful at everything. You will be able to allow others to also be the best and allow yourself to relax and not achieve and be at peace with just being in this moment right now. If you are a pleaser, you're going to learn to please yourself and not only others. So yes, it's a great thing that you have this kindness and love in you and that you want to help others, but you will also learn what pleases you so that you can not get this resentment that you feel building up when you're overgiving and over delivering, because every single saboteur that is out of balance is just a strength that we have overused and abused. If you are the victim, victims' greatest strength is that they are able to introspect and understand emotions really well. And you will learn how to use that to your advantage. You will learn self-compassion. You will learn compassion for others. And you will build self-confidence and eradicate that self-doubt that is gnawing at you all of the time. And that feeling that life is against you, because you're going to move more and more into the positive brain. And this is happening from a physical level. You are actually rewiring the brain to those positive states so that you're not stuck in this negativity that you've had all these years. In the program, you will learn how to intercept your saboteurs, including the judge, which is the strongest and meanest of them all. It's called the master saboteur, that tends to judge ourselves, others, and circumstances. You will learn how to handle the judge, how to intercept the judge, and how to weaken the judge, as well as any other saboteur that is messing with your plans and dreams and goals. And you will develop those beautiful sage powers of empathy, explore, innovate, activate, and navigate. So what's going to happen is you're going to start to feel more present, more mindful, more grateful, more fulfilled. You'll have more ease, joy, and flow, and you will be in laser-focused action. Let me give you an example from my own life and how this has worked for me. I can tell you that before I came into the Positive Intelligence program, if I look at what my last Christmas and New Year was like, it was much more frenetic, manic, stressed out. I was not in this very calm place that I'm in now. A few months ago in September, my father passed away. My father had been ill for a very long time. He had Lewy body disease. And so we watched him die really slowly. He had dementia. And over this time, as my dad was dying, my mom and I were both doing the positive intelligence program. And we were so much stronger for it. In the weeks and months leading up to my dad's death, having positive intelligence was helpful for me because I was able to be really present with him in those last moments that I had with him, including the last week. I was able to be there 100% for him, just giving love, feeling compassion, and also for my mother at that time. And when it came to the funeral and doing all the funeral arrangements, I was still in that very kind of Zen state, feeling really comfortable. It was such a beautiful time of reconnecting with family and being present with everybody. And that is one of the things that positive intelligence has done for me. The other thing that positive intelligence has done is given me the chance to be in laser focused action. So before I came to positive intelligence, I was a struggling coach. And the reason is that I was not taking the actions that I needed to take. I didn't see the value in myself that I see now. I had this idea before I came to positive intelligence that I couldn't really sell a program until I had created my own app, until I had written a book and made sure it was a bestseller. I didn't feel that I could really put myself forward. And now I have this incredible value that I can offer to the world. I have a New York Times best-selling book right here. I didn't write it. The founder of Positive Intelligence wrote it, but there it is. And I can offer that to my clients. I have an app that will help my clients get the kind of transformation that I always wanted for my clients. I know that to be a transformation life coach, my clients need to change how they move in the world, how they relate to the world, how they see the world. And to do that, I needed to have an app. And positive intelligence has that app that drives the right behaviors. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you the positive intelligence app so you can really see how this program works. I'm going to take you behind the curtain to see how you're going to thrive in 2025, because that's going to give you the best insight into how this program can really help you. It's not your average coaching program. It is so much more than that. Hopefully you can now see my screen. You can see that in the app, you have focus exercises that you do every day, and you are moving up levels. So this explains how the levels work. It's kind of gamified, which I really like. One of the things I forgot to mention is that when you receive insight, so say now you go to a coach or you read a book or you go to a brilliant talk and you get all of the insight that you need to change, that is not enough to actually change. In fact, 80% of change comes not just from inside, but from building muscle. And in this case, you're going to build mental muscle. It's called mental fitness. So to move up the ranks, you're going to have to build your mental muscle by doing certain exercises. So to build that mental muscle, to get to level 1, you're going to already start experiencing the power of interrupting your autopilot brain and briefly taking back command of your mind. When you move up to level 2, you're now able to catch your saboteurs, recognize the harm they are causing you, and initiate the shift to the sage brain. When you move to level 3, you'll be experiencing your sage powers as effective alternatives to your saboteurs for handling life's challenges. And this happens over a few weeks on the program. And then once you move to level 4, you now frequently start experiencing yourself feeling better and performing better when you shift from saboteur to sage. And then you get to level 5, where your brain rewiring is actually visible on an MRI image. And it shows the increased sage gray matter, as I mentioned before, and the decreased gray matter in the saboteur regions of the brain. And you will now start to report substantial improvements in well-being, performance, and relationships. And I can tell you that I have seen clients seeing substantial benefits from week 1 already. They're having family members saying to them within week 1 or week 2 that they can see a change in them already. So this gives you an idea of the daily focus exercises that you get. You start off with a daily focus exercise. And when you first start the program, in the first 6-7 weeks of the program, you're only going to get 2 other focus exercises. This comes at about 7, and then this one at 9, and then this one at 12. But I've progressed further than that. And so I get one at 3 o'clock as well. And I can customize that and choose that for myself. So this shows you all of the different focus exercises that I've had. You're also able to go back and do any ones that you might have missed in the app just by clicking the little calendar button on the left there. And then you can also customize your app. Well, not at the beginning when you first start the program, but you can, once you finished your initial foundation program, you can customize it and choose what kind of theme you want to have for the month or the week or whatever it is. And then you can go into the PQ gym here, where you can either log outside of app reps. So for example, if you've done a meditation in the morning, you might want to log those reps because that is part of mindfulness and being present. Or if you've gone for a walk and you've been very present and mindful when you're walking, or anything that you're doing, any daily task that you're doing. Or you can go and do any of these mental fitness exercises that are here in the PQ gym. And I highly recommend those because that's really what helps you with the brain rewiring, is doing the PQ gym exercises, which are simple little things. I've explained them in previous videos. And here are the modules. We have a new program that is launching officially now in January. We've been testing it out for the last few months, and it's absolutely stunning. And this is what the program looks like when you go into your foundation program. You start in the first few days with a welcome module. You move into week 1, where you learn all about how to practice self-command of your brain, and you learn how to do PQ reps, positive intelligence quotient rep. And then you learn how to intercept your judge saboteur, which is the master saboteur. You learn how to deal with your accomplice saboteurs in week 3. So the program is tailor-made to you. Once you've done the saboteur assessment and you use the same email to sign up for the program, you will have your accomplice saboteurs already lined up within the program, so that in week 3, you work on your own saboteurs. So you'll learn about all the saboteurs. If I just take you into the week 3 program, you'll see that all the saboteurs are there. You're going to learn about not just yours, but your partners, your children's, your parents, your friends. And then you're going to go into this week's practice, where you learn how to work with your own saboteurs specifically. And there is also a way where you can choose which saboteurs you want to work with. If you decide that the top saboteurs that came out in your test are not the ones that you want to work with, you can work with others. And that also gets really helpful later in the program if you want to go more in depth and start to work with more and more saboteurs. Once you're done with foundation and you move into the next phase of the program, I highly recommend doing this as a 12-month program, a year-long mastermind with me. So what's happening is you're using the app to go and learn everything you need to do and doing the focus exercises. And then once a week, you're coming together in a group scenario, or individually if you prefer, into a pod meeting where I will give you coaching on all of these things. So wherever you have been struggling, or where you're wanting to go a little bit deeper and learn a bit more, we will have a coaching session based on what it is you're working on this particular week. So in week 4, you will learn empathize, which is one of the sage powers. It's all about self-compassion. This is one of my favorite modules. It's really, really stunning. And then week 5, you learn the sage perspective, which is basically you always have the opportunity to see life as either good or bad, and whichever way you see it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Who knows what is good and what is bad? We don't know. But if you open up to the fact that everything, things that you term as bad, or whether it's good, happening to you in your life, you can shift those into a gift and opportunity by either accepting them for what they are or converting them into a gift and opportunity. So it's about being in allowance. It's about being present. It's about understanding that you can't change what you can't change and you can change what you can. It's absolutely beautiful. And then you also start learning the sage powers of explore and innovate. And then in week 6, you learn the sage power of activate, which is about being in laser focused action. That has really helped me enormously in my life. I have jumped in and I'm doing things that I was afraid to do before when I was living in my fear-based brain. I am so much more willing to do the things that scared me before in terms of building my coaching practice. And then you move into week 7, which is the final stage power of navigate, learning how to attach meaning to all of your choices that you're making. There's also the full version of the audiobook included in the program. You will get the audiobook, all of the chapters, and it's read out by Shazad Shamin, who also leads the program within the app. This just shows you what comes after you have finished your foundation program. So there's that initial foundation program. It finishes in about 6 or 7 weeks where you really get to grips with everything and you start rewiring your brain already. And then you start to apply this to your life. So you start to apply positive intelligence, all of it, the self-command, the intercepting saboteurs, the celebrating once you've done that, the rewiring the brain. You start applying all of that to various things that are happening in your life. For example, stress management, conflict management, energy impact optimization, which is about productivity, becoming a leader, sage mindset for diversity, equity, and inclusion, persuasion, which is about becoming better at sales, change management, productivity, self-actualization. Oh, I loved the self-actualization module, emotional intelligence. So PQ is positive intelligence, emotional intelligence is EQ, and IQ is intellectual intelligence. And your emotional intelligence has so many benefits. When you learn emotional intelligence, you are able to get ahead in life, be more successful, perform better at work, have better relationships. So building your emotional intelligence is hugely important in your wellness, performance, and relationships. And PQ is the thing that helps you do that. It builds 17 of the 18 emotional intelligence competencies. Isn't that amazing? So you also learn about leadership. You can learn about resilience. Again, that was an incredible module. As you can see, I've been in the program for the last 8 or 9 months, and I still haven't done every single program. There's happiness, there's health and wellness, there's parenting, there's intuition and decision making, there's stress management, relationship mastery, growth mindset, raising emotional intelligence, coaching others, leadership, wellness, and they've been adding more and more of these application modules for us as we go along. There is also a thriving community that you can be part of. You would be part of the pod community that we have together, and you could also connect with other people all around the world. If you like that kind of community spirit and you want to get more support than just the support with your coach and your peers that you're working with in our mastermind that we're going to do this year. And this just shows you how you've been doing. You can see I've been at this for a while. I've done a lot of PQ reps. I've done a lot of sage steps, 159 days of practice, and I'm learning each and every day to be more and more in sage. This is where you can find your saboteurs. You can see these are my top 2, and you're able to scroll down and rearrange your top saboteurs, as I said before, if you want to work with different ones than the ones that came up for you. As I've been working on this program, I've noticed my saboteurs have stayed the same, 1, 2, and 3. They are my strongest ones, but the levels have come down. So for example, you can see I have now 0 victim and 0 hypervigilance. As you move more and more into sage, you drop these levels down, which is really exciting. Okay, so that gives you a really good idea of what to expect when you join the Positive Intelligence program. Let me stop sharing again and come back to you. I cannot recommend this program enough for you. If you have things that you want to do this year, that you want to change, if you want to transform this year and you want to improve any area of your life, whether it's wellness, performance, or relationships, this is the program that is going to make the difference for you, because you are going to rewire your brain. You are going to learn how to practice self-command, how to intercept those saboteurs, those nasty saboteurs that keep getting in your way. And it is going to be absolutely life-changing. And I know that habit change only really works when you are doing those focus exercises on a daily basis, and having the app to help you do that really helps. I can help you as a coach once a week, but that's not the same as you doing the focus exercises every single day, a few times a day. That is what makes the difference here. You are building a mental muscle. Remember, 80% of change or transformation is from building the muscle, the mental muscle. Only 20% comes from insight. So anything I can teach you today and how to thrive in 2025, everything is going to be forgotten tomorrow or the next day. You'll maybe retain about 20% of it, but where you're really going to get the benefit is by building that mental muscle, by rewiring your brain. That is what's going to give you the change. And yes, you could do the 6 to 7 week program and you will see a benefit, but really this program is for life. And that is why I recommend you joining me in the container for a full year. Come to this mastermind, get involved. I will coach you every single week for 52 weeks, and you will have the focus exercises running for 52 weeks. So please come and chat to me if this is something that interests you. Leave a comment below here or click one of the links below to come to a Zoom call with me where we can talk about your own saboteurs. You can have a little discovery session and you can make a final decision about whether this program is right for you, because I want you to thrive in 2025. I have seen my clients having incredible results in this program. I can see them thriving. I can see the excitement when they come back each week and they've gone through an applications module, or they've gone through one of the modules in the foundation program, and the excitement and the things that their family and friends are saying about them and the ways that they are seeing themselves shifting. It is so exciting to see this transformation, and I want that for you. And my clients say they want the whole world to do this. My mom is one of my clients, would you believe? And she says, I wish I'd done this sooner. She's 80 now. And she says, everybody should do this. And all of my clients feel that way. This is a program that I cannot stress enough is going to change your life in the deepest possible way. It's not some airy, fairy, fluffy program. Yes, it is about being fully present in your life. Yes, it is about being mindful and present and grateful and fulfilled. Yes, it is about creating more ease, joy, and flow. But these are not fluffy things. These are grounded in the truth. It is about moving from that negative brain to the positive brain. So the one question you might still have in your mind is, but I thought my negative emotions served a purpose. Don't they keep me safe? Don't these saboteurs keep me safe? And you have a point. The negative emotions are there to alert you to what's going on. But negative emotions are like experiencing pain. They are there to alert you to something. But let's say, for example, you left the hot stove on and you put your hand on it. How long would you leave your hand on the hot stove? I actually put my hand accidentally on the hot plate the other day, and I can tell you it was less than a second before I removed it. And this program is like that. It is about learning how to intercept your saboteurs faster, because you do not want to keep your hand on the hot stove of those negative emotions, because that's what creates long-term chronic stress and depression, which is very damaging to your health. That's what creates negative self-talk, which is really damaging to your health. Did you know that if you have negative self-talk, if you're beating yourself up every day, that can shave 10 years off your life? This program is life-changing and will give you more years and more happy years. So my definition of thriving, let's bring it back to thriving in 2025, my definition of thriving is not just to have all of the things that you desire to have in your life, not just to achieve all the goals and the dreams that you set out for yourself, not even to just achieve the resolutions that you made on New Year's Eve. But to thrive is to have all of that in ease, joy, and flow. To have that by being more present, by enjoying this moment right now, by celebrating all the little things, by learning how to break it up into small little parts so that it is not so overwhelming. So to have that in a positive frame of mind so that you can enjoy everything that you have. So how to thrive in 2025, start with appreciating every single thing you have right now in this moment. Be present to this moment right now and be grateful that you came to watch this particular video today, because this is the beginning of a mastermind that can change your life in ways that you cannot even imagine yet. You're going to work through things that you didn't even know were holding you back from having all that you want, all of the love, all of the joy, all of the passion, all of the meaning. I wish you a 2025 where you absolutely thrive, where you have everything you've ever wished for yourself and more. Unexpected surprises coming your way, miracles happening, and I know this is the program that can give you that. Just leave a comment below if you enjoyed this video. If you want more of these videos, please subscribe to my channel if any of this interests you, and I look forward to seeing you in the program if this is your year to thrive. Bye for now.